Well, I have to say this is a particularly special group because to respond to a bell like that, my students don't quite do that.
1, 2, 3. All right. Nice. We got one more.
Here's another thing to do that'll be really great for kids. Oh yeah, and here's another thing to do, but we're not changing the time of the school day.
I see this as prevention. So how do you convince teachers that actually taking a little bit of time to do this is actually going to facilitate your ability to teach? It's going to be a better environment. It may save you time because there's less disruptions. These are things I hear from the schools back at home.
It's kind of weird calling it higher education because then you think the other must be lower education. But of course, it's not. We have focused there on, of course, on the basic practices that happen in the classroom. Mindful or contemplative reading, Lectio Divina. Contemplative writing, lots of journal writing and free writing and so on. Contemplative or mindful listening. Mark was talking about beholding, which is basically mindful looking.
There were 16 of them. Most of them were elementary school kids. A couple of them were middle schoolers, and they worked with, I guess it had been close to 400 kids over that 2-day period, and they were amazing. Like it was one of my favorite times we've ever had as an organization because. Like the kids that we work with were actually leading other little kids through the practices. Yeah, and they did a great job. They felt really proud of themselves, and they came back to the schools like rock stars. It was like, oh my gosh, they stayed in a hotel. They got people swimming at night.
Oscar Wilde said that only the naive know themselves, which I think is a great quote. That is, we're all struggling with our own social emotional development, our interpersonal interactions our entire life. This is a path. There's no end to it. Right? Well, maybe for realized masters. But.
And you go the distance. And if you care about your kids, and you care about your fellow teachers, and you care about the principal, no matter how difficult it may be, that school, that classroom, those parents, everything's going to get elevated to another level. And that's the beauty of what mindfulness practice can do. It can help us connect in that deep way. And connect to those values that we all have, that are just innate in us. And so I'm really thankful that all of you are participating in this. You're taking the time out to come learn more about it. You're making a huge transformational difference, and I just want you to know that I'm here to help you anyway. Thank you so much.